What's up, everybody? It's Glenn, back with Big Jack, back with another divisional preview for the 2025 season. This time we're back with the AFC West. Opposite of the AFC South, this is obviously a very strong division. You got three teams that probably are considering themselves candidates for a strong playoff run going into this season. Big Jack, any initial thoughts on the AFC West?
I think it's a division that was as good as it was last year, obviously, with the three playoff teams. And, it's hard for me to find a path where that doesn't potentially end up being the same case this year. I think all of them improved. Obviously, the Chargers dealing with that huge blow at left tackle. But if anyone is set up to deal with it, I think they are. So we'll see sort of how that plays itself out. But I do think, regardless of how good Bo Nix and Sean Payton seem to be gelling together, Harbaugh's a winner, Justin Herbert's a stud, Pete Carroll is a proven winner everywhere he's been. That Raiders team is maybe, probably the weak link, but I don't think they're an easy out by any stretch of the imagination. We know the Chiefs have had a tough time with them for whatever reason the past couple of years. But I do think the Chiefs might not be as good record-wise this year, but I feel like they're going to be a better football team. I'd like the Chiefs to win this division. I know they're the favorite. It's not going out on a limb by any stretch, but I don't think it's time quite yet for the Broncos and Chargers to really take over anything. I still think it's the Chiefs' division to run, and I believe that they will do that with Andy Reid and Mahomes at the helm.
Yeah, Chiefs are the favorite, but at minus 115, you still like those. You like that number, I feel like. I echo a lot of what you say. It's a three-team race. Raiders seem like that fourth team. Seem like team number one. I could see Denver and Chargers finishing 2-3 either way. I do have a tough time seeing either of those teams taking out the Chiefs, barring some sort of major injury that you can never predict. Going into the season, Mahomes at plus 700 for MVP. Can they get back to playing some of that Chiefs football they were playing before Matt Nagy went back to town, putting up some good stats? Who knows? I don't hate Crosby at plus 1,300 for Defensive Player of the Year. Like you said in the other video, it is tough to see that happening when he'll be on a lesser team. But I do feel like an award like Defensive Player of the Year can go to a guy like a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby who are on a lesser team. I do agree with the MVP voting and stuff like that. That tends to go to a guy on a better team. But I feel like Defensive Player of the Year could go to somebody on a lesser team. Personally, I probably see the Chargers as the second best team in this division. I know the Broncos came out, had a hell of a defense last year, and Bo Nix looked like the real deal. But I can't help but feel like there's going to be a little bit of regression potentially this year. I like Kansas City 1, Chargers 2, Denver 3, Raiders 4. That being said, I don't love any of those odds enough to go out on a limb.
Yeah, I guess my question to you would be, do you think that this division gets all three of those guys in there, or you think maybe they only sneak one or two this year?
Two for sure. I think all three. I know the Pats are getting a lot of love in the preseason. I don't think they're ready to make the postseason. If they sneak in, maybe, but just with how tough the AFC is, I see three teams from this division. Obviously, the other three division winners, and then I probably see a second team out of AFC North. Yeah, I see those three teams getting back to the playoffs.
Yeah, similar thoughts. I think that, with the three wild card system now, I think two are either going to come out of the West or two are going to come out of the North as far as the wild cards go. I think the AFC East, AFC South winners are going to be the only things coming out of that division. To your point, I actually do love Mahomes plus 700 for MVP. That's my MVP pick. Won it last year with Josh Allen. The odds were a little bit better at plus 850. But I like Mahomes this year plus 700. On a kind of a side note, I know we talked about rookie stuff with Cam Ward. Ashton Genty, I do think he's, got a lot of intrigue from folks, but I do not think he's got any sort of value as offensive rookie of the year. I don't think the Raiders are going to move the ball particularly well, and I just think that they've already sort of come out and said they don't want to, beat him into the ground. They're probably going to want to make sure he's fresh for when they feel like they have a little bit of a more competitive team. But who knows? Pete Carroll he could roll over tomorrow. He's an old man, so maybe he's trying to go out there and get after it in year one. I think he's like a fantasy darling. He's the offensive rookie of the year darling. I think they're going to be somewhat cautious with the amount of touches they load up on him in this first year. I don't love him as much as a top 5 RB production wise as everyone seems to be all about for whatever reason.
I think that's fair. It's going to be a transition from the college game to the pro game, and doesn't have the greatest team around him. So I think that's a fair thought process. All right, in closing, we both seem to like Kansas City, even though they're favorites. We both like Kansas City to win this division, potentially 3 playoff teams out of this division. And Jack is making his pick to click for the MVP, Patrick Mahomes, plus 700. He looked good in preseason against the Bears, I'll tell you what. So I know that shit doesn't matter. I know that doesn't matter, but that being said, he comes out, starts dealing from the get-go. I could see him in that MVP race, no doubt. All right, that's it for the AFC West preview video. We'll be back with the other 2 AFC divisions here shortly, ultimately doing all the divisions before the start of week 1. Like and subscribe if you're new. Peace.